Hi, I'm Paul Rowe. Thank you for joining us for this edition of The Journey. In this episode, we feature a Hampton native who excelled throughout his career in football, beginning at Hampton High School. He then went on to take the starting role of quarterback for the Virginia Tech Hokies and was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens of the National Football League. Please stay with us as we follow Tyrod Taylor on his journey. Hampton City Schools in Virginia has had many great student athletes pass through the hallways as youth and then develop into some of the top athletes in the country. Bragging rights are reserved for those who help these athletes along the way. There are many helping hands in the upbringing of a child, but to guide the student from the starting point to the final goal requires extreme discipline from the student as well. Many athletes have long since left the game of football on the fields of Hampton's high schools. But recently, Hampton native Tyrod Taylor was given the chance to continue playing when he was drafted in the 6th round by the Baltimore Ravens. Taylor, a standout quarterback, wrapped up his career with the Virginia Tech Hokies and was looking for the next move. The NFL seemed the natural choice. Tyrod Taylor, a Hampton High School graduate, has paved the way for upcoming athletes the very same way it was paved for him by the likes of Virginia natives Ronald Curry, Michael Vick, and Allen Iverson. Tyrod, a two-sport athlete, started out like many in the Pee Wee Football League in Hampton. When Tyrod Taylor was just a youth, Hampton High School's legendary head football coach Mike Smith spotted him. Tyrod, known for being quick on his feet and a strong, accurate passer, was noticed hitting pads at Coach Smith's football practice.
First time I saw Tyrod was in my bags down here one hot day, tearing my bags up. I wondered who that little guy was in the red jersey and the black pants. And yeah, I guess he probably about 8 or 9 years old.
We caught up with Tyrod Taylor at the Baltimore Ravens football camp and talked with him over a period of a few days. Training camp was his big opportunity to show the team and coaches what he has to offer.
Everything I expected to be. I love the game of football. Like you said, I've been playing since I was 5. Just to hit those pads, hitting each other, to be out there completing passes, just to be in a football locker room. It's no other better feeling than that.
They have got their 12th state championship under Mike Smith.
I tell you, number 12 for Mike Smith.
Bob,
you got to be happy for him.
Unbelievable.
Tyrod's most notable achievement in his high school career was winning a Virginia State championship in 2005. For 3 years as the starting quarterback, he led the Hampton Crabbers to 34 wins and just 4 losses. He was named to be a part of Parade magazine's All-American team. Tyrod was also rated #1 dual-threat quarterback in the nation during his senior year. He started from the bottom like everyone else.
Tyrod played JV, shared duties, I think, in the 8th grade with another quarterback, and don't recall right off who it was, but came up as a 9th grader, and during the first scrimmage out here about 3rd play, Mike Robinson got his leg broke. Tyrod had to step in and did a great job during the scrimmages. I think he started the first 4 games for us that year and handled it really well.
The experience of winning a state championship was just the beginning of Tyrod Taylor's career.
It was a great experience. Growing up watching guys like Ronald Curry, Marcus Hagans, a lot of those guys, and just to go in there and fill those footsteps. It was a great opportunity for me, and I was able to get a state championship while playing with the coach and the teams. He asked a lot, especially from the quarterback position and every other position. So just to go out there and win those games, win as many games as we did. I think he won 700 wins when he was with us in our group. So like I said, it was a great experience overall.
The close relationship between Tyrod Taylor and his father Rodney began when Tyrod played for the Pee Wee Division Hampton Tornadoes. It continued throughout his football career, and even now, he and his father share moments of nostalgia when they talk about the early days.
Well, my wife, she thought I'd be hard on him, simply because he was my son. I probably asked him to do more, simply because coaching, him coming home with me every day, we talking about stuff, so he could, translate some of the stuff that I wanted to do out there.
Yes, and I talk to him every day, and he's still coaching me to this day. And I thank him for everything that he done for me, especially at a young age, putting those work habits into me and putting those techniques and teaching me techniques, and it's carried over since then.
Tyrod's parents have no doubt been the guiding force and key to his successes. His modesty is something that comes from both of his parents, and he has carried their values with him on his journey. Tyrod does more listening than speaking, an attribute that is rare in football. Every door that Tyrod has entered, he's exited with nothing but respect from his teachers, peers, and coaches.
Tyrod's an excellent character. I mean, you know, he was, I think, throughout his career in high school as well as college, he was an upfront guy and respected his teammates, his coaches, and I'm sure he's doing the same thing at Ravens. So.
I just know Tyrod as the citizen and the student, and the way he was just so gracious with kids. Many kids looked to him as a model, and I think that he recognized that. He never carried himself. Very humble person.
During a phone interview with Virginia Tech's head football coach Frank Beamer, he noted that Tyrod's character is what sets him apart from others and has brought him far in his football career.
Well, he's just, exactly right. He's a guy that you know is going to do the right thing. He treats people with respect. He's very considerate of other people. He's exactly the kind of guy you want leading your football team, because what happens when a great player like Tyrod is also the leader, I think other people fall in line and come around to what he's all about.
For us, it's no different than teachers when he was in school would say stuff that you was happy to hear. Stuff again we expect. Again, it's great to hear them say that speak about your son in that light.
Oh yeah, my mom and dad are very supportive. Actually, my mom is very mad she can't get to most of these preseason games because of work right now. But she shows a lot of support. My dad drove up to Philly last week with two of my cousins, and just the support there, just to know that they're in my back and they have my back when anybody else doesn't. It's definitely a confidence builder for me. And like I said, I love those guys, and they made me, and I am what I am because of them.
There's someone else who's been an example for Tyrod to follow while growing up in Hampton. Ronald Curry, a Hampton High School football and basketball legend, set the stage for those who desire similar accolades. A two-sport athlete at the University of North Carolina, Curry went on to be drafted by the Oakland Raiders. Tyrod met Ronald Curry at a young age. His family hoped that Tyrod would follow a similar path as Curry, not necessarily be Curry, but be his own person. While in school, it's not just the sports that matter as much as the accountability for grades. Tyrod Taylor was no exception. Academics were something that was just as important to keep balanced with all the additional demands of practicing, training, and playing sports. For Tyrod, academics mostly came natural, taking advanced placement courses through his high school career, maintaining a high GPA, and landing on the honor roll. Football was not the only sport Tyrod was known for playing. He played for the Hampton Crabbers varsity basketball team for 3 years and ran track as well.
School came easy to him. For whatever reason, school came very easy to him. He's always done well in school. I guess that's his mother's genes.
He answered to a lot of people, and that they had very high expectations for them, and I don't think he ever wanted to fail anyone. He also had very high expectations for himself. Just very hardworking. I mean, just a tough kid. He was gonna make it, and you always knew that.
Choosing a college is not easy for many seniors, and Tyrod Taylor didn't make his decision lightly. He decided to major in apparel, housing, and resource management. His father said that Virginia Tech, the University of Florida, University of Georgia, and over 30 other colleges heavily recruited him. It was the persistence from the Virginia Tech staff and meeting Coach Beamer that helped influence his choice to become a Hokie. When Tyrod was just in 9th grade, he was first introduced to Coach Beamer when recruiters visited Hampton High School. Rodney Taylor said that Coach Beamer shook Tyrod's hand and asked if he was going to be his quarterback. That question stayed on his mind during his college recruiting process.
Really came down between Florida and Virginia Tech. Florida recruited him hard. Virginia Tech recruited him first. My wife wanted him, of course, to be closer to home versus out Florida somewhere. But we believe all those places were great places. But Virginia Tech, I think, was a real good fit.
Coach Newsom and Coach Bima, just a great guys. I thank them for the opportunity they gave me at Virginia Tech and allowing me to go out there and beat me and play, contribute to wins at that program. And I still talk to those guys from since I left, and it was a great ride there. And they support me now, and I support them back. But I want to thank them definitely for the opportunity they gave me.
Tyrod Taylor continued to grow as a quarterback, picking up plays and absorbing as much information as he could to become the team leader. Later in his freshman year, he was given the opportunity to show Virginia Tech why he was brought on the squad. A chance given against LSU in 2007 may have resulted in a loss, but Taylor led the Hokies on their only touchdown drive of the game, scoring on a 1-yard run. He rushed for 44 yards on 9 carries and completed 7 of 18 passes for 62 yards. The following Monday, Tyrod Taylor was named the starting quarterback for the Hokies. Coach Beamer's decision to bring Tyrod on as the main quarterback stemmed from more than his athletic ability.
Well, it really involved the rest of our team. We were very inexperienced in the offensive line, and Sean Glennon was a good quarterback for us and had been around the program. But I think Tyrod's athletic ability, we needed that. We needed another guy in the backfield that was a threat. A guy besides our running backs that was a threat. So, Tyrod was certainly that. So, we needed to play him.
I mean, one of those things that Ty is kind of like you knew what it was going to be. Like with him coming in as a freshman, it was one of those things where you love Sean Glennon's accuracy as well, but it was one of those things where, okay, wow, you're getting here with a true freshman, just getting everybody the ball.
Taylor would finish his career breaking many school records, including career total offense, career passing yards, career rushing yards by a quarterback, career wins by a quarterback, career rushing touchdowns by a quarterback, and touchdown passes in a season.
When you get to know him, I think the qualities of his character, his leadership, his intelligence, his competitiveness, those things kind of really get into making Tyrod. So to me, he's a complete package. He's a great player on the field, and he's a great person off the field.
The first NFL football game Tyrod attended was when the Baltimore Ravens played the Atlanta Falcons during his junior year in high school. It was at this game in Baltimore where Michael Vick and Tyrod Taylor would first meet on the sidelines. And years later, Vick would mentor Taylor for preseason with the Baltimore Ravens.
And of course, Michael Vick, they took us down on the sideline. Jimmy Williams was playing for Atlanta, then D'Angelo Hall, all Virginia Tech guys. And he had just committed, so, Mike wanted to, come down and talk to him. And that was really the first time he got to really verbally and go back and forth with Mike. That was real great for him.
Fast forward to April 2011, and Tyrod Taylor is wondering where he will land in the NFL draft. Tyrod's father said it was good for his son to be picked up by a team that is near his hometown. For Tyrod, it was a feeling of relief once he saw his name come across the screen as the Baltimore Ravens' 6th-round pick.
It had been a long day. It was a big relief, especially knowing about the lockout and the things, possible lockout at the time. I was definitely a relief to have my name go across the screen, and to get the call, it was just exciting, especially from this organization close to home, and just a well-known organization and a great franchise to be a part of. So I was just excited at the opportunity and was ready to take forward the task that was being handed to me.
I thought Tyrod would be drafted. I just didn't know where. I thought he might go a little bit earlier than what he did. I think there were some doubts as whether or not he could play quarterback, and I felt like he could, but had Tyrod committed to the fact that he would have played any other position, I think he could have been like Hines Ward. He could have probably gone in the first 2 rounds, but he stuck to wanting to be a quarterback, and I guess that's he's going to get his opportunities. I hope it works out for him.
Taylor stuck with his intuition that quarterback best suited him and is now playing for the Ravens as the backup quarterback for Joe Flacco. When asked whether he has yet to experience his NFL moment, Tyrod said practicing on the field with so many great players has made him feel fortunate and proud.
I think it's been in practice. Just like I said, practicing against these legends. There's a lot of great players on this field. I'm behind one right now, Joe Flacco. Just to learn from him, learn from Coach Cameron, and play against the defense, throw to guys like Anquan and the receivers that we have. Lee Evans coming in. And, it's definitely, I'm in the NFL moment, but at the same time, I'm competitive. Nothing gets too big for me, and I just go out there and work and show who I am. Definitely makes me a better player to play around these legends, to practice against these legends. In certain situations, we have the 2 offense going against the 1, and it's making us better each and every day. Just being in the locker room with those guys, just the leadership that they show on and off the field is a great learning thing for me, and I'm fortunate and I'm proud to be a part of this franchise, and looking forward to going out and contributing to help them win.
Tyrod Taylor's debut was during the first NFL preseason game against Michael Vick and the Philadelphia Eagles. Vick mentored Taylor during the summer, before the Baltimore Ravens training camp.
Yeah, that was definitely a great experience for me to play my first NFL game against him. A lot of people know that we're very close. Worked out all summer, and I got a chance to talk to him the night before the game. I talked to him right before the game and after the game, and I've talked to him since then too. Like I said, it was just a fun moment to have us on opposing sides of the field just going at it. I mean, he was on the field when I wasn't, but at the same time, we were still competing. I watched some of the things he did just as well as he watched me.
Tyrod added that while he enjoyed his first preseason game, he quickly recognized there was more work to be done.
It was a learning process. Did some good, some bad in the game, but it was definitely a good thing to come back and watch film, and all the mistakes that happened were correctable. So I've been working hard this week in practice to go out and have a better game than I did last week.
When asked to summarize the differences between the levels of football, Tyrod said there aren't many.
It's still football, just at another speed, and have to react quicker, have to think quicker, and it's all coming together. But fundamentals carry over from Pop Warner, from rec league over to high school, over to college to the big league. It's all about fundamentals, and how far those fundamentals can take you.
Fundamentals have brought Tyrod Taylor this far in his career. The coaches with the Baltimore Ravens are very excited to have Taylor playing in their organization and impressed with what he has to offer.
Of course, they're impressed with the things I'm doing, but at the same time, I've set a goal for myself, as well as I've set a goal for to impress them, and to also to do things that I know I'm capable of doing it. I thank them for the opportunity that they've given me, put me in good situations, and I'm just trying to make the best out of it. These coaches here are phenomenal coaches. Teach a lot of fundamentals, a lot of technique, and they know the right way to do things around here. And like I said, I'm fortunate to be a part of this franchise.
Well, I think Tyrod, we've said a lot of great things about him, and I think they're all merited. He's a talented guy, picks up the offense very quickly, and he's a very accurate passer, okay? That goes on top of all the other obvious abilities that he brings to the table. So, he's amazing. We have so much fun out here because there are times when he thinks he can get out of anything, and I call him a sack. He's looking at me like it's not a sack, and I'm like, well, there's a few sacks on Thursday night that were sacks, but then he got out of some too. So maybe I'm right half the time and maybe he's right half the time.
We've got us a good young quarterback, and I won't back up on that. I just have so much confidence in the people we draft, and they've done it again. They found another extremely bright, talented young quarterback. And we have 2 extremely bright, extremely talented quarterbacks. This kid, again, is he going to be back up this year? I'm not saying that because we don't know. That may not be in our or his best interest. But we have a very good, wait till you get to know that young man. He is special.
Offensive coordinator Cam Cameron's words summarize what many people around Tyrod already know about him. He is special. Tyrod Taylor's modesty, athleticism, and dedication to football have served him well so far in his career. Football is a game of fierce competition and relentless change. New situations, pressures, and demands seem to build Taylor's confidence and make him a very adaptable player. From his early days at Hampton High School, he patiently sat on the sidelines waiting to play. It was the same at Virginia Tech. When an opportunity afforded itself, he surpassed his goals and set new ones. Tyrod Taylor's journey is far from over, no matter what comes his way.
I'm competitive. Nothing gets too big for me, and I just go out there and work and show who I am. I love the opportunity God has given me, and I'm making the best out of it.